Hello everybody. So Sailor managed to still buy Bitcoin on the week where the preferred dividends are due. He's still stacked. He managed to stack while also raising funds to pay those preferred dividends, which are due on September 30th for all of the preferred. So tomorrow, there's a big payout coming to the preferred investors, and the money was raised successfully. Quickly, we are witnessing a rebound in Bitcoin after some Sunday night optimism. How weird was the Sunday night? Actually, Bitcoin went up. I guess Binance can't do the same shenanigans every Sunday night forever. They didn't do it this Sunday. They couldn't, maybe. Maybe dropping below 110 was a little too much for Bitcoin to handle. The scarcity is just too high. Anyways, Bitcoin's bounced back yesterday night, Sunday night, bounces back this morning. Strategy stock behaving well, currently outperforming Bitcoin, by a little bit, not by a too wide margin, but still outperforming Bitcoin. Nobody's going to mention that. People only mention when MSTR underperforms Bitcoin. They don't mention when MSTR overperforms Bitcoin. Right now, MSTR is overperforming. We have this announcement. This announcement, of course, nobody's going to care about the 196 Bitcoin being raised, but like I said, he raised a lot more cash. We're going to get to that in a second. The preferreds, some of the preferreds, they're all in the green right now, but some of them are rebounding harder. Of course, STRK, with the call option strategy in it is rebounding harder, closing with trading with a higher correlation with MSTR stock price. But even Stride, like a stock like Stride, is trading up. So the preferred are steady Eddie. They're slowly taking on momentum, and it's going to be a long-term story. MSTR is a long-term story. Bitcoin is a long-term story. We need to have low time preference whenever we study these stocks. I really insist on that. Options are a bad idea for this stock. No financial advice, just my opinion. So like I said, tomorrow is the payout date. If you go on strategy.com, go on the dashboard, you can see every single preferred as a big payout tomorrow. And so how is he going to pay out that money? Well, we have a clear example. Much of the payout is coming from the common stock ATM. You're printing MSTR shares. MSTR common stock is the product of MSTR. MicroStrategy mostly sells the common right now. We are in the common era. Now, money is fungible, so I can't tell you whether the money for the payout comes from Strife or the Stride ATM, or if it comes from MSTR, or if it comes from the cash flow of the business. Money is fungible, but I think it's pretty fair to assume that he raised in total, as we see, he raised 121 million last week, and we had an awful week last week. He raised 128 million. He still managed to spend 22 million on Bitcoin, and I'm gonna safely assume, I think most people are gonna think like that the remainder, right, more than $100 million of that fundraise is going to be spent towards the preferred shares payout, the payout of the preferred shares. And so, he's going to be able to pay those preferred, contrary to a lot of the FUD that you see all over the internet. He's going to pay it with no problem. You have the proof right here with the numbers. Let's expect a slight drop, of course, tomorrow in the preferred, wherever a stock goes. Well, the ex-dividend was a while back, so this is incorrect. The ex-dividend was a while back, but still, like when a dividend is paid, usually you should expect a slight drop. So just keep that in mind. Declaration date, payment date. I'm not a dividend investor, but anyways, if there is a drop, it's a slight drop. They're building a dividend history. Building a dividend history is important if you are trying to increase the price of your preferred. The history is something that a lot of dividend investors look, for example, if there's no payment skipped, for example, that's going to be very good. That's going to prop up the value of a lot of these shares, especially if they are junior preferred. Lastly, he raised 128 million last week with no issue. He raised it with no issue. And remember how bad last week was for Bitcoin. And even with that, it was still able to raise the money and be able to pay the dividends on the preferred. So I think overall, this is a good week. This is going to be a very interesting pattern to study every 3 months what's going on with that fundraise before the preferreds are due, and to a lesser extent every month before the stretch preferred are due. But business as usual for strategy bouncing back we're happy. I'm happy. I can't wait to see what's going to happen this week. So anyways, this was no financial advice, no investment advice. This is only entertainment. I hope you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe. Follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.